Hi, this is number 5 in this lineup for the Aspiring-Aspy review. This is highly functional autistic Johnny, and this article is entitled "What is ABA Therapy? Applied Behavioral Analysis Therapy." So what exactly is ABA, or Applied Behavioral Analysis? ABA is an intervention therapy that specifically addresses behavior. ABA is one of the proven best practice therapies for children of autism spectrum, including Asperger's. Thousands of research articles have documented the effectiveness of ABA in individuals with autism across behaviors, settings, and specialists. The behaviors that ABA seeks to address could relate to academics, communication, challenge behaviors, and other daily life skills. ABA as a field seeks to understand and improve human behavior, the goal of many disciplines. What sets ABA apart from the other fields is the approach and process. Professionals trained in ABA or behavior analysis break down each component of interaction to understand their behavior. ABA, well, that sounds a bit like psychology. Or is it psychology or the other one? Because they're supposed to understand the human condition, how people think psychologically, and I forget what the other one's called. So, in ABA, behaviors are analysed by looking at antecedents, behaviors, and consequences. These are known as the ABCs. Okay, what happens before the behavior targeted for intervention, and what happens after the behavior. For example, a child sees a box full of cookies on the table that his mother just took out of the pantry. Antecedent: he asks her mum, "Can I have a cookie, please?" Behavior: his mother tells him that he must eat his omelette before he can have a cookie. Equals the consequence. Behavior analysts believe that adaptive and multi-adaptive behaviors are learned and can be changed. Basic principles of ADA state that when behavior is followed by something pleasant, it will occur more often in the future. In the same way that when a behavior is followed by something unpleasant, it will occur less often in the future. Behavior. I'll just read that last line, because it kind of skipped over me. Behavior analysis believe that adaptive and maladaptive behaviors are learned and can be changed. Basic principles of ABA state that when behavior is followed by something pleasant, it will occur more often in the future. In the same way, when a behavior is followed by something unpleasant, it will occur less often. Behavior analysis utilize these principles of behavior to understand and improve human behavior. Here is a general process for interventions utilizing ABA. Select the target behavior that is socially significant, observable, and measurable. Okay, that's science. 2. Clearly and specifically define the behaviour. Yes, that's something that autistic people really like, is precise, like, instructions, kind of. Like, utilize principles of ABA to develop interventions. Collect data in a way that demonstrates that changes in the target behaviour are due to the intervention implemented, and determine the impact of the intervention. Okay. Yeah, therapeutic, yeah. Make educational therapeutic decisions based on data. It is key that an ABA intervention be effective, meaning that changes produced in the behaviour are significant enough to make a difference in the person's life outside of the context in which intervention was implemented. Now you know a little bit about the basics of ABA as a field. Do you think this process would apply to your child? Well, I don't have a child, but it's interesting. So basically, it's a study? Okay. I guess. Yeah. Okay. Okay. The HR Digest. Tips for creating an autism-friendly workspace. Yeah, okay. One in 150 children in the US have an CDC something average. It's a bit small to read. Extended average. 1% of the population of children aged 3 to 17 have ASD. ASD 4 to 7 times more likely to occur in boys than girls. Yes, it's harder to detect in girls, apparently. I saw quite a decent documentary on that. reports of autism cases per 1,000 children. ASD is the fastest growing developmental disability. 1.148 growth rate. Annual growth 10 to 17%. 0.8 in 1997 to 5.2 in 2007. So that's a decade period. $3.2 million a year on ASD. Oh no, sorry, 3.2 million a lifetime. 6,200 a year. According to the Montana Autism Society of America, more than 80% of adults with autism between the age of 18 to 30 still live at home. In the coming decade, at least 500,000 children with autism spectrum will enter adulthood needing a secure future, including jobs, family, and friends. The deficit unemployment rate of 80% among autistic individuals serves as a key hole to the nasty mindset of some employees who see them more as a liability than an asset. However, times are changing. Instead of stereotyping, companies are incorporating autism-friendly workspaces which act as a mutual benefit for both. Below are some enlightened facets that may help you integrate a flexible workplace and lessen that the everyday challenges that autistic individuals encounter to gain employment or fit in a corporate environment. I know my friend Jamie had quite a lot of problems with the job centre in the UK, and he's autistic, Asperger's like me, and I know the job centre in the UK isn't that great at helping even standard people, let alone autistic people. It's kind of a joke for a majority, because it's a bit complicated, but yeah, I could do a separate video on that. So individuals with ASD respond in a much better way when asked to write down their thoughts on a piece of paper rather than verbally. It's best to take written interviews, which I guess if you're really shy, or if your autism brings you to that point where you have much bigger trouble speaking verbally, then I can see that being somehow implemented. Yeah, okay. But it depends on the job as well. So if you are shy of talking and they want to know what you can do, if I was shy and I was going for an interview, say, a graphic designer, what's more important? The visuals of what you can make, how you interact with other people, how you work well in a team. It really depends on the job role, but if you're going for a more visual job like graphics or editing, then you could show your work because it's a visual display. Because a lot of artists in that kind of field, they have portfolios to show, they have demo reels of animation to show, kind of like what I'm trying to do. And I do have a few. I do have my own folio, so that kind of makes sense. Okay, so autism-friendly workstations. Consider it. Yeah, I mean, I do like taking notes. So many notes. As if you watch my busy video that I did previously, just explaining as an autistic person trying to get stuff done through daily routines. Yeah. So, sorry, where was I? Consider it as attribute, but autistic individuals have heightened senses. It can be extremely distracting for them when their work desk is placed next to a break room or near a busy hallway. Yeah, because a lot of autistic and Asperger's people have sensory overload. I can't quite remember if that's like taking everything in from the surroundings and you can work better in a more quiet environment, I guess. It depends on the person again. Because if he's autistic and he likes being in a certain environment, so if you put him in a motion capture suite, he's going to know how to set up the cameras, how to warm up the Vicon system, how to set up the green screen, etc. So where was I? Conversations with normal employees may not find loud or distracting, can seem really loud to someone with autism, making them lose focus on their work. It's best to provide their quiet workstations with options for dimmer lights, since fluorescent light can be distracting. They can also be provided with some sort of escape room to get away for short breaks when they require some alone time. Although this doesn't mean that people with autism are antisocial, they still enjoy the company of others. And yeah, because I don't like being around people when I want to get something done. I want to be on my own until I either complete a significant amount of it, or if I up to a point where I need someone's feedback on it. Unless I'm working in a group, then I'm more than happy to collab for ideas, brainstorming kind of thing. But yeah, so they still enjoy the company of others, and socializing is equally important for them, since that they sometimes feel the urge to fit in when they're rather shying away from the crowd. Clear and precise guidelines, instead of using metaphors or any sort of insinuation of language, managers should always provide clear and concise instructions. Yes, especially when I was younger. I never picked up on banter or sarcasm, as it was when I was younger. So instead of using a phrase such as "don't be late," for example, it's much better to use "be at your desk ready starting work at 9 in order to deliver instructions." Thrive on routine. One of the best attributes of such individuals is their ability to thrive on routine and structure. Autistic people like to plan out their day. Yes. And even though I think because certain things in my life has changed me and I enhanced my routine through the day, that I can't finish something as early as I like to, even if it takes me 2 weeks or a month. It's going to take me 2 months or 6 months instead, because of certain things. It's just other things, I wouldn't say get in the way, but everything just is always 4 times longer than you think it's going to take, and you just get all this stuff that needs to be done, and I have all these ideas that I build up on to keep me going. It's okay, so minor or major interruptions in their routine, such as improper meetings or celebrating a co-worker's birthday, or being told to stay late, or having a meeting postponed at the last minute, can upset them. It's best to provide them a heads up in advance to help them adjust in case any changes occur. Yeah. Yes, I just hate something interrupting me out of the blue. But I've also learned to expect the unexpected because of certain things that have changed my life. And I guess if other autistic people went through the same process, same life-altering experiences, they would be doing the exact same thing as me, so I can't fault them for that. It just is what it is. You know what I mean, you people out there from the narcissistic recovery society thing. Sorry if I messed that up. My head is thinking more than one thing at the moment. Okay. Unable to express their problems. In case you believe someone with autism is going through some sort of problem, it is best to help them give a little time alone to reflect over what is bothering them before they unleash it verbally. Highly focused. Professor Fitzgerald speaking at Royal College of Psychologists Academic Psychiatry Conference in London pointed out that ASD, Asperger's and creativity share common genes. This is what I was referring to on the Joe Rogan podcast about creativity and people who've been not just autistic, but also people who've been through various things. I've been, like I said in the previous video, it's something that I left for over 6 months that I need to get back to, because I rendered it out without the sound, and it's been on YouTube for over more than 6 months now, and I want to revisit that and recreate to make it better, because things are changing and I know more now. So yeah. Highly focused. Okay. Such genes lead to high-functioning, focused individuals who can persist with a topic for 20 to 30 years without being distracted by the options of other people. They possess the ability to produce 3 to 4 other people's work in a lifetime. Their ingenious ability to spot errors and bring attention to detail in their work can bring great advantages to any organisation, especially those in technology sectors, which are now open to autistic individuals due to their rare attributes. That's good for me then. Oh. Software giant ASP has put together a plan to integrate at least 1% autistic individuals in the workforce by 2020. Frederick Mack, a leader of a mortgage finance company, provide paid international internships to theme and have partnered with Autistic Self-Advocacy Network already. Such companies recognise the benefits that autistic employees bring to their business. Yes, and even Dr. Peterson has stated about one autistic lady who worked on farming equipment, I believe. I forget exactly what it was. No, it wasn't farming. It was something else, but whew. Yes, loyal and extremely passionate. According to Washington, D.C. based author of 6 Words Lesson for Autism-Friendly Workplaces. 6 World Lessons for Autism-Friendly Workplaces. Patty Passell. Autistic individuals can be unbelievably loyal employees and tremendous passionate about their jobs. People with autism are highly moral and ethical. Yes, that's kind of like, is that why I gravitate towards the Japanese guiding community, or the Japanese way of thinking? Because they're very loyal and extremely passionate for what they do. You know, they have that mentality from their history that's in their culture. It's kind of reminds me of that. It's just something about it. So a rare ability to stick to precise guidelines provided by the management. Autistic individuals can be the most reliable and productive employees you will ever find, especially when it comes to those jobs which require monotonous and detail-oriented tasks. So, yeah, like visual effects, you have to have a keen eye for detail. creature creation, anatomy. This is why the other article I read is something about being bilingual, which I'll talk about in the second half. Because me learning Japanese and because the Japanese language is oriented in a way that you speak how you feel kind of way, but who you're speaking to as well will orient how the language is developed in the sentence, which is very constructive. It's a very constructive language to learn for people like me with autism. And it's very visual as well with the characters and everything. So that's why I guess I subconsciously gravitated towards it without realizing it. Yes. Yes, definitely most productive. I mean, look at all this stuff I've got. That I've been doing this for years, and because I got interrupted for this life-changing thing, I would have been a bit further ahead, but I'm weirdly enough okay with it, because if I didn't, then I wouldn't be who I am now, and I wouldn't know myself better as an individual and where I am, how I place myself in the world. And I'm kind of happy for that. Okay, so the last bit on the page is, remember that they are historical renowned figures who displayed such behavioural patterns and they are associated with ASD. It included Einstein, Thomas Jefferson, Sir Isaac Newton, Michelangelo, Mozart, and Andy Warhol, and Nikola Tesla. Okay. And that was from the HR Digest. That was not a bad article. I mean, I had my doubts at the beginning of it. I didn't think it would go into that much detail, but that's not half bad. I'll give that at least 8 out of 10. Do I have enough time? Like I said, here's something from the independent.co.uk. Being bilingual may help autistic children, says new study. Like I said, trying to learn English and Japanese, if I learnt it at a younger age, it would have been probably more efficient for me. Instead of learning it from the age of 19. But I can see how Japanese is one of those languages that can help me for the visual side and the structural side. That's why my friend Unrested, who's also ADD and autistic from Orlando. He moved from Orlando to Japan, and now no one thought he would ever, achieve anything. But he now has this famous YouTube channel for Japanese, and he teaches English there. He's been there for well over 10 years now, I think. Or 8 years. So, you know what? We're kind of attracted to it for some reason. I thought that's kind of interesting. Okay. A new study has found that children with autism spectrum disorder have had an easier time switching between tasks if they learn a second language. The study has found new reasons to believe that autistic children who are bilingual have increased cognitive flexibility compared to children that are monolingual. I think because when I started uni and started learning Japanese and all this other stuff, my visual effects and everything, I'm pretty sure my cognitive function did increase, because I'm not the same person I was 8 years ago, back in 2010, 09. And I think that might be the reason why, because I learned all this visual stuff, including this visual language and the way that they construct the Japanese language, or the Nihon language, should I say, as they say in their native language, and how it differs quite a lot from the English language. Is that it? That's all they have? Oh, okay. Please answer the question to reveal the rest of the article with the question. When do you stop being a parent? What kind of weird question is that? Please answer the question to reveal the rest of the article. One question per month. Well, if I was a parent, then I'd never stop being a parent. Alright. I'm going to put this into my other vlog now, because it's coming up with a different issue. But, okay.